Good afternoon, everyone. I am going to call this third and final meeting of the Senate Study Committee on Food Delivery Apps to order. I am Senator Elena Parent from the 42nd and have been proud to chair this particular study committee. And I'm very grateful for the Senate colleagues of mine that have served on the committee with me, Senator Sally Harrell from the 40th, Senator John Albers from the 56th, Harold Jones, who is online here, joining us from Augusta, from District 22, and then Senator Frank Ginn, who is from District 47. And we have actually had perfect attendance at our two meetings where we were taking testimony and input from the public and other interested groups. Senator Ginn today did have a conflict, but he and I have talked at length about the committee and the recommendations that are in the report. So this meeting should be very brief. The report is in front of our committee members and has been emailed to all of our committee members. Input and recommendations were received from our members before putting this together. And of course, it will be shared with the public. I do want to thank our staff that has been staffing us throughout this committee. Stephanie Tanner, my assistant, is back with us in person, having fully recovered from her wedding and COVID bout. So we're glad to see her. And Catherine Russell has been extraordinarily hardworking. Also, my chief of staff, Beth Ann Frillman, and then, of course, everyone from our Senate offices. Thank you all so much for everything that y'all are doing. Okay, so I'm just going to very briefly run through what our committee members have in front of us. We have the draft that, again, has been circulated to committee members. Catherine did a wonderful job of capturing for us everyone that spoke and all of the testimony provided. Then it also has our recommendations, which are on page 12 in section 3 that we have all seen and discussed, and I'll mention in a moment. We do have, starting on page 14, a fairly lengthy appendix, which it consists of the documents submitted to our committee for consideration. We have 4 recommendations in section 3 on page 12 of our report. Number 1, the study committee recommends legislative action requiring third-party food delivery platforms to be under contract or to have a written agreement with a restaurant before advertising that such relationship exists. Number 2, the study committee recommends legislative action requiring the use of thermal containers to transport food by third-party delivery platforms. Number 3, the study committee recommends legislative action prohibiting smoking or vaping in a delivery vehicle operated by third-party delivery platforms. And 4, the study committee recommends continuing discussion concerning prohibition on transportation of dogs, cats, and other pets during transport of food, excluding the use of service animals. I want to see if any of our members here present or Senator Jones on Zoom have any comments or discussion about these 4 enumerated recommendations. Of course, keeping in mind that these are our recommendations, they have not yet been distilled into any sort of legislative action, and I'm sure more conversation will continue, wordsmithing, et cetera, before a bill is written.
On a motion at the appropriate time, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll call you Mr. Vice Chair, Chairman Albert, Mr. Vice Chairman Albert. Excellent. All right. Well, so accepted. I think we may be ready for that, Chairman Albert.
We adopt the committee report as written.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second that we adopt the committee report as written. All in favors, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that means we have no opposed because we have a unanimous vote. And as I mentioned earlier, but just bears quickly repeating, Senator Ginn also has reviewed all of these as well. And I don't want to, obviously it's not official, but he did not indicate opposition to any of them. And so we will look forward to continuing discussion about this and weighing in on putting some legislation together and seeing where we go after that. Any further questions, comments, anything else? Thank you all so much for serving. Again, thank you to all of you for being here, for the valuable information, and again, to our team. And with that, that is the conclusion of the study committee on food delivery apps. And I'm grateful to everyone for your service. We are adjourned.